fair.
Right, then the policy discussion of the board becomes, are you going to reduce expenses or increase revenues in some way? By increasing the tax rate in order to make up the difference. There are areas, though, that are considering incorporation that the opposite will happen. There will be the north central area, the opposite's going to happen, where the services that we no longer have to provide are more expensive than the revenue we will no longer be getting. So it works both ways, depending on which areas are legal.
Historically, one of the things that changed, one of the problems that kind of solved itself organically is that when Miami Gardens Incorporated, it was considered a big recipient community. When it came out, the balance, when it incorporated, the balance went back in favor of the county, so that whatever it lost by the incorporations of Doral and Miami Lakes were balanced by the incorporation of...
Not exactly.
Not perfectly, but...
Not even perfectly.
But it reduced,
it was reduced by that, but what really happened was...
Jennifer, let me do this. Let him...
I'm done.
No, you're done.
I'd rather have...
I want to hear from you.
What really happened was that was when the property tax roll started appreciating considerably. The population in UMSA started increasing. The population in UMSA actually was higher after the incorporation of Miami Gardens and Doral than it was before, because there started to be development in the unincorporated area, and so that's what really offset it. It wasn't that yes, Miami Gardens was a recipient community, but it didn't offset all of the losses. It was really everything else getting better, the economy getting better, that allowed us to then adjust back down. And another thing that I wanted to say is that when mitigation was originally created, the concept was always that it would be phased out. We just never got to the phase out. We litigated it instead. It was to be so that you could adjust, so there wouldn't be from one year to the next a significant change to the unincorporated area budget.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
And Jennifer had made a comment in one of our earlier meetings about how, as the areas incorporate, the funding formula with regards to sales tax actually gives a bump to the county. Right? Is that correct?
To countywide, though, not to UMSA.
To the countywide, yeah. So since it's as a direct result of incorporations, why wouldn't that countywide dollars be used to somehow mitigate?
Because you can't use countywide dollars to or.
We do. Jennifer, we do it all the time. I mean, I know we can't, and structurally you want to keep sound. We shouldn't, but there's a lot of things there that is just based on your pen how you want to do these arrangements. What I'm saying is, and what I've always said is that I'm hard pressed to believe that needy pockets in our county should be the responsibility of UMSA or of a particular city. It should be a countywide issue. I mean, the biggest budget is public safety. And if there's an extra need for police officers in a certain area, UMSA shouldn't be having. That should be because crime bleeds past municipal lines. So the county should be responsible for those areas, and the county can assume some of that expense, and therefore create already a fair mechanism to address those needs. This because this is what happens, and this is why I think that we strive for revenue neutrality in these incorporations and annexations to relieve that pressure. But at some point in time, the reality is that there are going to be some needs that are going to be unmet, or that it would be too much to ask a municipality or a future municipality to deal with. The best thing to do is then spread that pain throughout the entire county, which will just be in the county budget minimal. And you already said that there's a mechanism there that also helps to compensate for that. So what I'm saying is, look, mitigation is a bad policy because, like I said, the county for many years has instituted policies that discourage incorporation, that discourage annexations. Mitigation is one of those. So to the degree that we eliminate mitigation and we allow these things to move, but under an umbrella of trying to seek neutrality as much as possible, and then wherever there are gaps, the county assumes the responsibility of being able to somehow figure out mechanisms to fill in those gaps. That's
Any more discussion on the mitigation issue?
Just one final
Sure.
comment. It seems to me from reading the code that the county commission is vested with discretion on when and where, unless I'm misreading it, on whether to waive the payment or not, even if it is not revenue neutral. Do you know if that's the case? And secondly, whether the code needs to be amended. Specifically, it's 2026D. Craig, I guess that's with you.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
Okay,
Let me get back to you.
no problem.
Okay, anything else, Rose? Okay, on the motion to eliminate mitigation for the newly incorporated municipalities, everybody in favor of it, raise your hand. Anybody opposed? No? Okay, so we're good. And Jennifer and George, you're writing down all these recommendations.